Once it was, once it was not. Maybe it never was. Maybe it still is. Listen well. Ubara had fled the portal long ago. He left behind no argument, only an empty seat, and a responsibility quietly passed on. He had seen the simulation. It was not a collision, not an explosion, not a sudden end. What was coming was heavier. A period. The earth had been exploited without restraint. Minerals drained, energy veins strained. The planet still stood, but the seasons no longer obeyed. What approached was not extinction, but it was no longer livable. The reports outlined the interval roughly between 40 and 500 years, a time when light weakened, the soil lost its voice, and life struggled to hold on. Enki objected. A break this long severs everything, he said. Prometheus chose another path, not to accelerate life, but to slow it down. Metabolic locks, to pass through time itself. This was not a rescue plan. It was a passage prepared for those who knew how to wait. If the sensors could once again read the light, the water, the soil, then the world would continue without remembering, but alive. Organic, patterned technology would blend into the planet. It would have no name, number, owner, but it would leave a trace. That is why the center was here, a place where stones rose, where the soil had not yet been sown, where humans were still hunters, yet knew how to stand together. No name was given, only measure, direction, and repetition. Prometheus worked here. Utnapishtim was with him. Utnapishtim had a peculiar habit. He liked to surprise people. Wherever he went, someone would grow fond of him, sometimes a child, sometimes an animal that never left his side, sometimes a quiet companion no one would later remember. On one vessel, a cat always slept in the same place. In another, a child listened to his stories, as if hearing them for the first time. Utnapishtim never gave these much thought. To him, they were simply fellow travelers, but stories traveled with them. The same story was never told the same way twice. Sometimes a name changed, sometimes a detail vanished, sometimes something that never happened was spoken as if it had. Listeners laughed. Those who remembered differently. As years passed, the same event in different places became unrecognizable. Prometheus left often with his human companion. He visited the other sites. 8 bases were planned, each with a different climate, a different altitude, a different probability. But there was one place no one was taken to. Whenever Prometheus returned from there, he was never silent. Instead, he was exhausted. That place was both mysterious and consuming. Their life did not look upward. It moved downward at the same time. Another movement was unfolding underground. Neither the fire Inu nor humanity were aware of it. A lineage moving deeper, carving its own path. Another line advanced quietly as well. The line of Cain was slipping eastward, around the Iranian plateau. They blended into the construction unseen. They were neither invited nor expelled. They embedded themselves into the system. The report given to Enki was brief. The cycle was inevitable. The rain would come, the light would withdraw, and then, when the rain began, everyone would look at their own sky. What happened would be told, but not with the same words. Some would remember, some would carry only a weight. Here, however, nothing was told. It was only placed beneath the stones, inside time itself, and elsewhere, beside the fire, a seed was preparing for the first time, to be chosen consciously. The flame fades, but the myths never end. One bite, one myth.